welcome to the Local Loop. We have a wonderful episode in store for you guys today. It's just going to be Trevor and I. We don't have any cool special guests, but we talk about some really fun topics. If you like burgers, we talk a lot of burgers.
We talk a lot of burgers.
Actually, it's a very food-oriented episode.
It is.
Some good,
bad.
Some really, really bad. So thanks for tuning in and hope you enjoy. Trevor, what is up, big dog? I'm so happy to be back.
Likewise, man.
It's just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Look at that.
Look at us.
Look at us. How are things, dude?
Things are going good. I nice to see you in this capacity. I know we saw each other last week, and you actually had a pretty big week last week, right?
It's a big week every week.
It's all true. It is a big week every week, but
Are you referring to the gala?
I'm referring to the gala. You wanna? I mean, we're just gonna jump right into it, right? Like, you want to explain?
So yeah, we'll keep it
in
brief.
your life last week, yeah.
So Dion and I met through this facet, but it's the Farmington Chamber. Every year they hold an awards gala, and it's just to recognize different individuals in the chamber that have stood out in various capacities. And so our team won both the Civic-Minded Business of the Year award, as well as the Stuart Farovich Memorial Award, which is after, obviously, Stuart Farovich, who was a great guy. We lost him, I think, oh my gosh, it's been some years now. I want to say like four or 5 years, probably maybe a little longer. And so just recognizing someone that's, I guess, just goes above and beyond for businesses in the community. And just, here to help. So it was an honor. Actually, the second year in a row that we won.
Is it really?
It is.
No way.
Yeah.
with the memorial award.
Award, yeah.
Did your mom win it last year, or did you win it?
I won it both years.
Nice,
yeah.
man. That just goes to show how much you stretch yourself for for the community, not just the business community, but overall too. Like, you're out there and doing it, and you've been doing it too. So no, it's very inspiring.
You're also there because you're nominated.
I wasn't. Yeah, our business, our Sergio's Pest Control, was nominated for Small Business of the Year. I mean, I agree, but Road Less Traveled Books is also really cool, and they're a great community asset too. And I did find it funny that two book-related things won awards.
What was the other one?
The library won. I forgot what exactly the library won, but it was a very book-heavy year at the Chamber Gala, Award Gala. So we're reading.
Must be reading.
It's a good thing to read.
Yes, it is.
Better than probably listening to podcasts or scrolling social media, but we're here for everyone who doesn't read, right?
Yeah.
I need to read more, so maybe I need to go into read aloud books, Road Less Traveled Books. I don't know why I said read.
What is happening? We have not consumed any substances before this podcast.
No, it is 1:30 on a Thursday before Halloween. Halloween's tomorrow, so I decided to be a little festive. So congrats on those, man. Those are huge awards. Yeah. Civic-Minded Business. I mean, we're going to be talking about that, I think, actually even later in this episode, about all the stuff that you guys have coming up as far as civic engagement goes. Never stops, but I think your biggest thing of the year is coming up in
it's a lot.
Quick. It's like a month.
A month and like a week? A month and a week.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll it's but
like,
hold on. There's an order here. Let's see. So I've just been busy with my business. It is slowing down this time of year. Weather's cooling down. Not as many stinging insects at this point, unless you go to the cider mill and then it's over. The yellow jackets are vicious right now. But we do actually, our family, in addition to that pest control business, and I don't think this is ever something I've talked about on the podcast, and it's not even something I really talk about too much, but we also own a restaurant in Birmingham called Hunter House Hamburgers. You've heard of it once or twice. I'd love for it to be in Farmington Hills, but unfortunately we're not. And there are some other great cider businesses and baits and greens in the area too. Yeah. So shout out to them, because they're very similar to what we serve in Birmingham, but I'm biased, of course, but yeah, I think ours is the best.
Not as greasy. Like there's
No,
a
it's
level
not
of
as
greasiness.
greasy. Yeah.
Greens is up there. I don't know if it beats
Greens, I think, is
base.
at the top.
Is it?
I think
Okay.
Greens is at the top in terms of
You
greasiness.
guys are like the perfect balance of like a cheeseburger and a slider.
I agree, and I think we got the best fries too, personally, and we also have onion rings, which I don't think the other two places have. So the menu, I mean, it's very similar. It's like a greasy spoon diner kind of joint, but that's part of the thing, right? Is all these places were built in like the 1950s, and it has a specific style that I'm blanking on right now. There's totally a name. There's totally a name, and there's like a specific even architect that designed all of these different places. But Frank Lloyd Wright. He switched over from houses and his style to go to like porcelain sided restaurants. No, so if you pay attention to local news at all, you might have seen that we're actually relocating the restaurant from Maple and Woodward, where it's actually been for like 74 years, to right up the road at Lincoln and Woodward. So it's not that far. It's probably 3/4 of a mile south on Woodward, and on the other side, if you're familiar. And there used to be a KFC there, and so we never, when it comes to historic buildings where people have a lot of nostalgia, including like our family has tons of memories in this location too, and you never want to have to pick up and leave if you don't have to, and you explore all of your options that you can to try to save the history and the memories and the feelings and the vibes and God, the grills. Everyone's like, oh, you got to save the grills. And it's like, you guys know that grill's not 80 years old, right? Like it's been replaced. It's been replaced. But yes, we will. We are bringing the grills. We're closing Friday tomorrow. So October 31st, this episode's actually, we're going to be closed by the time this episode comes out. But so Halloween is our last day. And then November 1st, we're actually going to be serving at the new location. And so that's kind of unheard of as well. But yeah, so we're going to have to move everything. I'm going there tonight just to have dinner there one last time and also pick up anything that I need to help move to down the street. But it's, we're really excited for this move. It's allowing for more parking, which in Birmingham is always a plus. And we're a very car centric area, so parking is a huge thing. We have multiple food trucks too. I don't know if people know that or realize that, but we have 2 food trucks that are very booked in the summer with private events. And we were operating out of that little restaurant at probably 3 times the capacity of what we should have been. And so as much as we didn't want to move and we really would have liked to stay in the location we were in, it's going to be better for the long-term sustainability of our business to be in this new location. And got to modernize. We're going to have multiple kitchens. So during COVID, actually, like our takeout business exploded, which clearly that's, people weren't leaving, couldn't eat in the restaurant. And due to the characteristics of our restaurant, it was a challenge to serve in COVID because of limited space. And so we pivoted to carry out. And then when stuff started to settle back down and we got back into the routine of the way we used to do things, the carry out business was still doing very well. And it actually negatively impacted our dine-in business to the point where you would have to wait like 30 minutes and you'd be like the only person in the restaurant. And you're like, wait, why am I waiting 30 minutes? And if you look at the grill, there's like 30 tickets and it's all carry-out orders. Oh my gosh. So again, because of the size and the capacity of the restaurant, it hurt our service. And thankfully, we have a great following. People still came and understood, but we always wanted to be able to get back to that. You could stop at Hunter House, get in and out in 15 minutes for $15 and be happy.
Is there anything cool or new that we can look forward to that's going to come with this move to the new building, new space?
Well, it seems like everyone's like, they don't want new or cool. They want it to be exactly the same.
Is that what it's gonna be?
And so that's what it's going to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we actually we had a second location at United Wholesale Mortgage. And if any of our listeners work there, you're familiar with it. You've probably eaten it.
Yeah.
That location's not actually open to the public, but it was a like-for-like replica of our original restaurant, but slightly scaled up because of health code and ADA compliance. So like at our original location, like the countertops, like there's 2 feet behind there, and health department's like, that's not how it's supposed to be, but this building was built in the 50s, so we're gonna let it slide, and you're grandfathered in, and same with ADA stuff. So with KFC, we do have, or with the KFC location that we're moving into, we're in the process of doing renovations, and so we will be building a like-for-like replica of Hunter House in the front of house portion. So when you walk in, it's going to be nearly identical to the original location. So it'll be counters. You'll be able to see the grills. It'll be fryers. It'll be scaled up, so there'll be a little more space, but it's going to have the same metal ceiling. We're going to have a porcelain facade on the front. It's going to look identical to Hunter House. So the atmosphere, the vibes, the employee, like we also wanted to make sure we were open the following day so that none of our employees would be out of work, so we don't have to lay anyone off. So it's going to be the same employees. Like we're really trying to make sure that this transition happens as smoothly as possible.
So what we get to look forward to is the exact same experience with shorter wait times.
With shorter wait times, better parking, faster takeout.
Yeah, sounds like a win.
It's a win-win for everyone. And also the good news is we actually own the parcel. We purchased the parcel, so long-term sustainability for the business. We don't plan on going anywhere. Thanks. Yeah, so that's actually been huge and been what my family's been focusing on, and my dad puts a lot of time into that, so he really lets me take the rein on our pest control business. So that's a lot going on, and I think that actually gives us a perfect segue into local development news. Kind of fast casual fast food, but did you hear the news about?
I heard the news.
You heard the news.
I don't know if I like it.
So
I like the so, and my not liking it is just like my opinion of Culver's.
Okay, yeah. So let's get into what we're talking about here.
Give us the outline first, so we don't have. I'm not just jumping around.
Culver's is coming to Farmington Hills. Breaking news.
Is it approved? Like it's happening?
No, so it's not technically approved yet. They are doing a PUD process with the city and the planning board. So similar to the sheet stuff, similar to the Meyer at 14 and Orchard, where they're doing changes to building. I'm sorry, let me rephrase this. They are proposing a development in an area that development is not approved for in how it's zoned. And so there are many different processes that developers can use in partnership with the city to try to bring to fruition what they want to build. And one of those processes is this PUD process. It's called planned unit development. And basically it allows the city to bend their zoning rules for unique situations or difficult to work through situations. And so the Culvers that they're proposing it's called Orchard Plaza, and so that's the mall at 12 Mile and Orchard Lake. And if you live in Farmington Hills, you know this spot. It's where the fuzz delicious. Yeah. There's a Jets, there's Marie's, there's Starbucks, there's the Burger King that no one likes. There's there's that Comerica. The Starbucks. And then actually, my dad had a business that in that we had a storefront in that mall probably like 25 years ago. Yeah. So I have a connection to that strip mall, like from over the years. He had a video resume idea that he patented in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And so he had a storefront with like a recording studio. What? And he was going to offer services to allow people to record video resumes for people. Okay. And this was at a time before like smartphones were a thing, and like internet wasn't even really that big part of our lives yet. And so it wasn't unusual to have to go to a business to do recording or filming or photography or whatever. So yeah, he had this business that he tried to take off when he was in there. But anyway, it didn't take off.
It's not still there.
It's not still there. But so they're building in that mall, and the reason why they had to do this planned unit development is there's a lot of issues with what they want to propose and what's allowed for in the city of Farmington Hills and what is allowed for in that specific zoning. But before we get to that, you're mixed on Culver's.
I don't like it.
That's like such a hot take because I like eat it twice a week.
Really?
Not even joking.
Let's go. All right. So,
what don't you like about it?
Look, I feel like the burgers are mid.
Wow. Okay.
I always get the mushroom and Swiss, so maybe it's the wrong one. The cheese curds are good. Like, I'm not gonna hate on the Wisconsin cheese curds.
They're not as good as like a good beer battered homemade cheese.
Of course not, and it will never be because it's fast food. Right. Then the concrete mixer's also mid, just like not a fan.
I agree with that.
And I feel like every time I go there, it seems like the people that eat it. Like, I don't know how to say this politely, but like, I don't know, silver sneakers. Like,
wait, extrapolate on that. Silver sneakers.
Like it's an older crowd that goes there.
Oh no, that's me. Twice a week there at like 5:30 getting my early dinner on my way home from the office.
Like every time I've eaten it, I've never been like, oh, I'm gonna come back. It's like, yep, this is why I don't come here.
Okay, so first mistake, forget the mushroom Swiss.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan. So you got to order it like this. Yep. You say a single bacon deluxe basket. Oh. And you get it with, I like the fries personally, but Jackie gets it with the mashed potatoes and gravy. And I don't know if you've had the mashed potatoes and gravy.
I feel like it's like a secret menu.
But it's good. It's really good. And it's piping hot. But so like their single bacon deluxe is great. And actually, hot take, I think they have the best spicy chicken sandwiches of any fast food place.
And you've eaten Popeyes,
I've had them all. We have a fast food restaurant. I've only been to Chick-fil-A one time, and it was mid to me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, I think Chick-fil-A, I don't know. It's like, it's good. Like, I'm not going to say it's not good, because like the pickle juice and the batter, like you can taste, like it's its own thing. And Chick-fil-A sauce definitely has like MSG in it or something.
First of all, every sauce at any fast food place has MSG in it, and that's like the secret ingredient. Yeah.
Like, it's so good. Every time I eat it,
so much flavor.
Enough. Yeah, so much flavor.
So
back to Culver's.
I feel like whatever like market research they did, like targeted me, because like I go to the Commerce one, and like I said, I go twice a week. Right across. No, that's Wixom one. Oh, so there's one that's by the Target at between 14 and 15 on Haggerty.
Okay.
And so like that one is on my way home from my office, and it's really easy to pick up dinner or grab lunch on my way in. And so yeah, it's like not unusual for me to go twice a week. And Culver's was just like, well, why don't we put one a mile from his house, and like where Jackie gets off the highway and can pick it up for dinner on the way home from work too. And it's yeah. So I feel like Culver's like laser targeted our household. But and then like same with my mom, who lives a mile in the other direction at 12 and Middle Belt. They go to the Commerce one like twice a week too.
So I'm gonna have to go back now.
Give it a second chance if they open it up, because a fifth. Give it the fifth chance, just in case you missed out. Yeah. But before it even gets to that point, there's like a lot of issues.
We might not even get.
We might not get this Culver's because it like people have. It's kind of like the 14 and Orchard mall. There's a lot of heated opinions about this particular intersection and how busy it is with the Starbucks, the bank, the Burger King that no one goes to, and then I mean, it's just like the busiest. It's like constantly rated as like one of the most dangerous intersections, one of the busiest in the state. Yeah. And so does it make sense to add more outbuildings in a parking lot that isn't always full, but gets heavy usage.
It is heavy usage.
I checked out the plans that were proposed to City Council, and it's crammed in there. It's it's proposed right next to the Comerica.
I figured, because it's just like,
Where else would you put it? Right there. And so it's proposed right next to the Comerica, which is right next to the entry driveway on 12 Mile for that plaza. So that's, high traffic area. And so in reading the packet that it was at the city council meeting, the city had a lot of concerns about what they were proposing. And some of it was like, city planning, like who cares?
Yeah,
the setback's 45 feet instead of 60 feet. And you're like, we need a waiver for that kind of thing. But there is some, I think that would matter to people about, it's called stacking spaces. So that area is actually not permitted to be zoned for a fast food restaurant with a drive-through. So it's
which is wild because Burger King,
and they got an exemption as well. And so that also has to play into whether or not the city is going to approve it, because if they say no, then Culver's, or who I probably isn't Culver's directly, it's a franchisor, but they are going to want to point to like, well, you let these other two in here, why won't you let us? But in order to let them, they need something called stacking spaces. So if you've been to Culver's, you order, they give you a thing on your door, and then you pull up, and then it takes some time to cook those burgers and to get that stuff out to you, because they are made to order, Trevor. They're so fresh. not a Culver's rep here. We have our own restaurant, but we have a burger restaurant, and I can honestly say they're pretty good burgers. Okay. But they make them fresh, and so they do have to stack cars to wait for food to come out. And what they proposed at this location is they didn't specify how many stacking spaces that they were going to allow. So during peak dining hours, noon, 6 to 8 o'clock, is traffic going to back up into the entrance of that entire plaza? Right. And then Starbucks does already. Yeah. And then on top of that, they are removing a number of spaces to put this new outbuilding in. And they're also having to move sewer drains, which flooding should be a big concern for any resident of Farmington Hills, because it already is. And so anytime you're needing to change the way stormwater is managed, and how that could potentially impact residents there's a neighborhood that runs behind that. There's apartments on the other side of that. There's other businesses that might be concerned about getting flooded if we have to change drainage, that kind of thing. And also just that's a super busy intersection. That is a main way in and out of the city, and you don't want that flooding, and because you might need to have that open. Right. And so they're seeking relief to even put. It's really weird. So you can open a drive-through in Farmington Hills in this zone, and I think it's B4 technically. Yeah. And so in B4 in Farmington Hills, you can have a drive-through on a building if there is another tenant in it, and only if there's another tenant in it.
So like a KFC, Taco Bell,
but separate.
So same drive-through.
Same structure, two separate businesses.
One drive-through.
Yeah. But no, only one business would get a drive-through. I was reading through and I'm like, that seems like really weird zoning standards to me, really that you would require two business to operate in a single structure in order to allow one of them to have a drive-through. That seems backwards to me.
More problems.
Exactly. Yeah. But from the way that I interpreted it, I think it's a B2 use or whatever. Okay. So whatever, there's different standards for different densities and all of that. But, and I'm not a zoning expert. I'm just a guy who pretends to be one. Almost there. So because this proposes a standalone building, they wouldn't be able to put a drive-through in, and clearly that's super important for the Culver's business model. And then so there's setback issues. Farmington Hills is also trying to push pedestrian access and bike access as well. So a lot of new developments need pedestrian walkways and that kind of thing. None of that got proposed. And then they didn't provide the city with any parking information, which, again, for that specific plaza is going to be a hindrance if they don't have it. Is everything.
Yeah.
And so it's so my interpretation of this is this is very early in the process, and there's going to be a lot of things that need to get hashed out before it even gets close to being approved. So I would be surprised if, Halloween next year, this place is open.
Wow.
Who knows? But like it's government too. So
I had to go to Commerce to try.
or Wixom. So, but like, given all of these issues, do you think the city should approve them? Given that there are two other, well, technically because the bank has a drive-through as well. So there's 3 other structures in that parking lot with drive-throughs that are
Very
standalone.
like as far as footprint,
Yeah, everything. It's like basically the same. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Like whatever.
No, I mean, but if there really isn't like a safety, I think safety risk is the biggest problem. And if there isn't, which if you're going to argue scramblers, it's a breakfast and a lunch restaurant. Like there is that little overlap. I think that there could be problems, but after 3:00, the place is closed.
Exactly. So that's not a dinner rush issue. Yeah.
I mean, as crammed in as it probably seems like it is, there's quite a bit of space there.
It is a big lot. Yeah. It's a big outlot.
And I know I don't want to say that center is struggling because there's tons of businesses in there, but there's empty spots. I mean,
I feel like there's a lot of turnover in that plaza.
I always feel like there's at least one space available, and I mean, just naturally, we want the spaces to be filled. So and then having a Culver's there is only going to help.
Yeah, and honestly, the more businesses that are there, it is a draw to more people in that area, and it could positively impact other businesses if they're not in the same category. Like there might be people that go to Starbucks and Culver's at the same time. I don't know, but but there are some cool businesses back there. There used to be a comic book store in there. I don't know if they're still in there, but okay, cool. That place is cool.
There used to be a pole dancing.
There was a pole. I think I don't know if it's still there.
Class, not to go watch, like a class.
There's a studio, and like a dance studio kind of
to go
thing.
watch.
And actually, a previous girlfriend of mine went to that studio.
Really?
Yeah, so that's the only way I knew that was even. It's because it's like tucked back there too. But yeah, there's a lot of different types of businesses back there.
It took me forever to figure out that the pole spins. Like they're not spinning around the pole. No, the pole spins with them.
Yeah, it's a
and that's because I don't go to strip clubs. Not because I go and I never noticed it.
You just CYA'd yourself.
For real. But anyways, I don't know why they wouldn't approve them. I guess after
they sort out.
I think a level of it too. You want to see businesses have initiative,
right? And
like not just like we're gonna throw your plans on you, and not to say that's what they're doing, but unless they're coming with your ducks in a row, definitely makes it easier.
It would definitely, yeah. If you are a developer looking to come into the city, like get this stuff sorted out before you propose it, and know what the design standards are and what the zoning standards are, so then you don't, frankly, waste council's time, you don't waste planning commission's time, you don't waste time, because that is expensive to have to then go back, talk to your architects, talk to your engineers, hey, we got to change all this stuff. Then if it doesn't go your way because you didn't do your due diligence, now you got to talk to lawyers and appeal it, and that's expensive. So
it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do development, come with your ducks in a row.
Because like we'll go back a little further and say, I mean, I think she's got denied for a multitude of reasons, but I think that a big reason was because the way they approached the city. It was seemed very like haphazard almost. Yeah,
and I think that's more so their expansion model, where they're looking at finding just the cheapest parcels that are available, and they're shotgunning. They're just any municipality with cheap corner parcels. If we get 30% of all of them that we proposed, great. Like that's the level of market saturation we want for Southeast Michigan. Like that's the Sheetz expansion strategy, which is similar to the Walmart expansion strategy. And that's what big business does. My one criticism would be, and I've said this for a while, and I'm sure you can get behind this too, is like we need more small businesses in Farmington Hills. Farmington kind of nails it. Nails it.
There are big businesses, but very little.
A lot,
especially retail and customer face.
Yes, customer-facing businesses in Farmington tend to be on the smaller business side, and that is one thing I love about Farmington. That Farmington Hills needs to take some notes. Like it's great that there are businesses wanting to come into the city, but like it's Culver's. Yeah. Like it's a better McDonald's. At the end of the day,
if we're gonna compare the service, and
right, it's a better McDonald's. Never froze. Is that is their thing, isn't it?
So.
I think it is. I don't know. I actually don't know if that's their thing. But
family owned still, isn't it? Is that was too bold to claim? We don't know.
That is In-N-Out. Is family owned still? Yeah, all of In-N-Out is still owned by the same family. I don't know if Culver's is. I think Culver's might be franchises. Yeah.
Yeah. So long story short, my opinion, and it sounds like we really share.
We started apart and then we came together.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing: is like if they're, I mean, just you're adding development, you're adding like a reason for people to stop with this exit. I mean,
that's true too. I mean, it is. They are the city is
coming for Culver's.
That we're putting up the monuments to let people know we're in Farmington Hills, and like I'm not gonna lie, like when I go up north, I usually hit a Culver's on the way up. So like. I go into Grayling because there's a Culver's there.
There is a Culver's.
There is, and I've gone to
Grayling or Gaylord?
There's one in both.
Okay.
The way that I go, I usually go through the Grayling one, and like I'll go like then.
Do both?
No, yeah, we'll get it's another hour. I'm still hungry. No, but like I go for the Culver's, and then we're going to the grocery store that's there to pick up food on our way up because they had the Culver's at the exit.
Fair.
Yeah, exactly. It was a family fair in Grayling. Love that spot. So it is a draw. I mean, it is fast food, but it is a draw, and it could increase business. So, yeah, it's healthy. Yeah, don't eat it twice a week. Yeah, not healthy.
What's next? What else have we got?
Well, we're gonna completely change gears, and we're gonna take a look back. Because if you haven't listened to our previous two episodes, we did interview the two of the three mayoral candidates for the Farmington Hills election coming up, which great interviews, great episodes, actually opened my eyes to a bit more of Teresa's and Randy's positions. Trevor, I know you tried to reach out to Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
And so why didn't we get Jimmy on?
To answer your question, that's why.
Because he didn't respond. Yeah.
That's it.
So we would have liked to get him on, Jimmy. If you're listening, like it's going to be too late. But if you ever do, continue your runs for city level positions, we'll definitely try to get you on the next one if you reply to the email. So would have liked to get you on, but. I mean, what were some, I guess, key takeaways that you took away from those two episodes?
I think my biggest takeaways were definitely redevelopment and just this vast area of like unused space. It's used because it's office space, but like, is it really used? Like, to what percentage is it used? That's not being utilized, and we're talking about an area that's already very high density. I mean, I wouldn't say the densest, but we're getting there.
I think that maybe the way to describe that is like and I think Randy has said this a couple times too, but it's like we're fully built out. So like, we're not high density, but there's really nowhere else to build new stuff either. So you then, like you said, have to then focus on how you're going to redevelop. And I think that I'm glad to see that those two candidates recognize that as an issue. I think for me, something that I learned, and it's probably because of my age and the demographic I'm in, I didn't know how much of a hot button issue caustic center was.
I know.
And
Or just like senior services.
Senior services, because clearly that's not. Well, you said silver shoe crowd. I guess I'm getting there. Well, that's not what the old people say. They say shoes. Okay. My loafers, the silver loafers. I say sneakers.
So silver sneakers is a program.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's like I wanted it's like a fitness program because I remember Doug Edwards talking about.
Okay.
Because they offer at the Y.
At the Y, yeah. Okay. That's funny. Okay.
So I love how we just got down to how offensive I really was. Like, thanks for that.
No. I had no idea what the reference was. But yeah, so like that's a really big issue affecting the city and not just the city government, but the residents. Mm-hmm. And so I was like in getting all the mailers and in talking to the two candidates, like that is on both of their campaigns, like a main talking point. And I also thought it was really interesting that they weren't really that far apart.
No, they weren't. I did really like Teresa's take on it though. Like the location that she talked about, just like the plan behind, I just really enjoyed that perspective because I could like visualize it,
of course,
and it not being the caustic.
Right.
So
and so, I mean, I know I actually, because we didn't get to interview Jimmy, like I listened to the I Can See Clearly Now interview with Jimmy, which was in we share a space with that show. And if anyone's listening is still undecided on mayor and wants to be as informed as possible, that episode was really good. And actually all of those episodes were fantastic. Highly recommend if you're interested in topics about your local community, check out that podcast too, because
you got Jimmy, we got Mayor Rich.
That's how it is. You gotta get information from a bunch of different places if you want to be really informed. But I learned in that I Can See Clearly episode that the city paid a consulting firm in was it Georgia? I think it was Georgia to come in and do a study on like how should we approach the caustic center, and do we keep it at the caustic? Do we do it at the Hawk? What's going to be the long-term cost, the short-term cost, the impact on residents? And I mean, they're still working all of that out, but pretty much everyone agrees that like there will be no interruption of services. Yeah. They do not want to increase taxes to do whatever they need to do to build this new one, and like everyone agrees that you can't really save the old building either because it's too far gone. Yeah. So I would say from those conversations like that, I did not know that was such a big issue in the city. One
that I had no clue about was just like this almost like imbalance of contribution between Farmington and Farmington Hills taxpayers on like shared services. Right. Like there is an imbalance. There's an imbalance.
And you've mentioned it multiple times. You pay a ton of taxes. and it's strange that you pay a ton of taxes and there is this imbalance.
Yeah. Like what's going on? And where's the balance? Because they have obviously Farmington Hills is way bigger than Farmington.
Yes. And probably provides quite a bit more, and it's an unbalanced deal. I mean, if you want to, like, it's imbalanced trade deal between the two cities. We need reciprocal trade. Put tariff on the Farmington.
Farmington? You're going to tariff my...
If you want to go to Heritage, you got to pay a fee to get in.
Because you're from Farmington. And it's 120% higher.
Yeah, exactly. No, so that I agree. That was also something that I did not know about.
It was great.
Great conversations, and I loved it for us as like a starting point because like we're just getting into this, and I am excited to see where this goes. But I think we do have some challenges in like the growth of this, because I know our listeners and comments on social media asked if we were going to interview the council candidates as well, and no time, and honestly, like this is a production. It's a production. We work with the Mitchell Productions to put these on, and you and I pay out of pocket to produce these episodes to make sure that they are paid a living wage and at rates that are fair to them, because they put in a lot of work on the back end of this to make it work. And so, I mean, every episode costs us money. And if we're doing interviews on each episode, we got to pay for that. And that's
impossible, honestly. Time too. Like We have a hard enough time.
You're too civically engaged.
So civicist.
And so, as we get into the bigger election in the next cycle, and that's not even the biggest one, that's just midterms.
Yeah.
These are local elections that we're talking about. Next year is midterms, and that's a whole nother ballgame.
Maybe by then.
Yeah. I don't want to get into that on this. But presumably there's going to be midterm elections in 26, and there will be a lot of opportunity for us to help educate and inform. But I think in order for us to keep building on this, we need to explore alternative funding, bringing in sponsorship.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to be talking to the money decision maker at my business to see if we can sponsor this podcast as well to help keep the production quality high and keep episodes coming regularly and to do more with this. But if anyone, does want to sponsor hyper local stuff and get clients in this area, we're always open.
That is a fantastic plug.
Sponsorship opportunities on the local loop.
Yeah.
And so, you can definitely reach out to us. I don't think we have technically a dedicated email, but
no, you can use either of ours.
You can comment on our Facebook page. You can definitely email either of us, and we will get back to you and meet with you and discuss, what our numbers look like and what value that is to you and what value you'd be bringing to us and how we could continue to grow what we're doing here. Thank you. So back to elections. When this comes out, it's going to be the next day is voting. Over. It'll be over. Honestly, we'll probably know by the time everyone sees this. So probably
congrats to them.
Congrats to whoever wins. Yeah. But obviously, elections are November 4th. Early voting has been going on. If you don't know, we have early voting. It typically starts I think it's 2 weeks before, technically. And then, of course, you can do absentee ballots. There's drop-off boxes all around the city. So if you don't trust USPS to get your absentee ballot there, you can always do a drop-off. The next thing I wanted to talk about was...
Yeah, what's that?
What you need to be at right now.
I know, right now. But we got a couple more minutes because there's a couple things, obviously. And I mentioned it before, holidays is coming up in just over a month, which if you're not familiar or have been... It is an awesome time. Come out with the family.
What is Holidays? So
Holidays is just like it sounds. It is a holiday-oriented festival that happens. It's one day in downtown Farmington. It spans from in the morning, I think 10 a.m. the market opens, 10 or 11, not 100%.
Oh, there's a Christmas market too?
There's a Christmas
market. Holiday market?
Holiday market. We don't say Christmas, Dion.
It's canceled.
Cancel Dion. No, I'm kidding. It is put on by Walt Gajewski, who puts on the artisan market all year round. So it's fantastic, as it always is. And then we have pictures with Santa, stories with Mrs. Claus, and then we do a light up the grand parade in the late afternoon because it gets dark so early.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, seasonal depression. And then we go down to the Governor Warner Mansion and do a tree lighting. Cool. There in the gazebo that they have, and it's just such a nice.
The parade goes to the mansion and then it ends there.
Goes to the mansion, and last year it was actually bigger than the Founders.
That's what I heard.
Yes,
crazy.
It's crazy
because the Founders Festival is a staple.
Yeah, we had 40 entries, so I think this year is going to be huge again, and it's going to be a little different. I think we're trying to put a little bit more of a pizzazz on just how we do it. In regards to the Governor Warner Mansion.
Cool. Okay. Making it more of a thing.
A little bit more of a thing, a little more well lit. Okay. We're putting a little bit more effort in with our video, audio, and lighting person to help create the environment a little better. It seems like it gets better every year.
Yeah. You learn too, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then sidebar off of that, because holidays is great. If someone wants to sponsor that, reach out. We got sponsor opportunity all over the place.
Definitely consider doing it because there is tons of sponsorship opportunities. You could even be in the parade. You can decorate. You can be a part of it. And the sponsorship packages are very reasonable. I saw the list of them, and for they range, and for the amount of exposure that you get for the price that it is, it's kind of unbeatable. Yeah, it's for sure a no-brainer. And beyond that, I'm assuming there's volunteer needs too.
Oh, always volunteer needs. So just reach out just through the Facebook page if a listener wants to be a part of it. So it's great. A second event that's happening actually next Thursday
Coming up.
is we're very fortunate to have Warren Miller, which is a ski film that comes out every year. Put out by Warren Miller Company, who there was a Warren Miller. He was like a pioneer of ski film and photography. And
Kind of like punk rocky ski stuff back in the day. Yeah.
And so they actually do a premiere in Farmington at the Civic.
That's super cool. Does he have a connection to the area?
So the gentleman, his name's Kurt. I was just on the phone before I got here. Is from Grand Rapids. Okay. And he hosts it here because it's a great venue. Yeah, the downtown's great. So we have people, and this is definitely think about this if you're a skier listening or a snowboarder. So we like Boyne, Crystal, Nubs Knob, a bunch of these different vendors, and like Ned doesn't even name the apparel vendors that come in, like set up tables and like do a bunch of giveaways. Yeah, there's like over $1,000 in giveaways. Lift tickets, bags, gear, skis, snowboards are all being raffled off. You don't have to buy raffle tickets; like they go off of your ticket. Wow. Yes.
So you're like automatically entered in
just by having a ticket and being there.
Man, I should go.
Yeah, and we're sponsoring. So we're sponsoring it half in part with Compound Metama Real Estate Group, but also half in part as Holidays to promote it.
That makes a lot of sense.
We're sponsoring actually one of the giveaways, a travel ski bag, a couple of them. So it's a great time. If you're interested, go to warrenmiller.whatever it is, and you'll find there's a tour date tab, and there's a spot to buy tickets. So that's next Thursday, which is the 6th, I believe. And it's at like 7:30 at night. But great time.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds like awesome.
Yeah, we'll be there. Liv and I will. So if you and Jackie want to go,
I'll let you know for sure. You got a couple more minutes?
Yeah, let's do it.
So kind of the last thing I wanted to talk about, and honestly, by the time this episode drops, hopefully this gets resolved, but it doesn't look like it's gonna. And if you are at all connected, you've heard at least a little bit of it. But SNAP benefits are ending, I believe, on November 1st. And if you're not familiar with what SNAP benefits are, essentially that's Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, I think is what that stands for. And it's like food stamps. It's funding for low-income people to have access to food.
Is it the same as the Bridge Card?
That is what the SNAP program is what funds Bridge Card, and I think it funds WIC as well, but it is separate. Those are different programs, and those are at the state level. SNAP is at the federal level. Right. So that's the funding. Yeah. And then that goes into funding all these different state level assistance programs. Okay. And so with that funding going away, even if you're not on food stamps and you're fortunate enough to not need that type of assistance, don't think that something like this isn't going to impact you in some way, because it will. And, again, if you're fortunate enough to not need it, I did some research, some insane economic impacts of just allowing SNAP funding to get canceled. How many people in Michigan do you think get SNAP benefits?
20,000 people.
20,000 people. 1.4 million people in Michigan receive SNAP benefits. It's about 15% of the state population, and 500,000 of that 1.4 million are children. So the total amount of funding that SNAP has at the federal level is about $3 billion a year, which is a lot of money, but not that much money. Especially when you look at government spending and what we spend a lot more money on. $3 billion for SNAP isn't really that much. And then SNAP at the national level served 41 million people in 24. And so that's every month.
Doesn't sound good.
That's every month, 41 million people.
So November 1st, we got problems.
We got big problems. And like we know what these impacts are because during COVID, we increased the amount of SNAP benefits that people got because of employment issues and food scarcity and supply chain issues and all these different things. So a lot of our federal government and state and local governments increased assistance during that period of time. And then after stuff again settled back down, calmed back down, they decreased the funding for it back to the original levels. So we have a picture of what decreasing funding looks like, and then we can extrapolate that out to determine what completely getting rid of funding looks like. Because this happened in 23. So in Michigan, benefits dropped from an average of $245 a person in Michigan to $181. So about a $60 drop per month during 23. And the impacts that had then was there, of course, was reduced grocery budgets for people that didn't have enough money to go spend at grocery stores. A lot of people skipped meals. There was a new reliance on food pantries and local charities like CARES. And the people impacted by these cuts were mainly seniors, disabled individuals, and working families. Those are the three main recipients of SNAP benefits. It's not unemployed people. It's not people taking advantage of the system. It's not people who are committing bridge card fraud. Yes,
It's always gonna
that
happen.
stuff happens,
Like, you're never
but
gonna
it's
get rid of
at
that. Like,
such
it's gonna be a factor.
you're never going to get rid of it, and the incidence of these things is at such a small percentage. The economic impact, the economic benefit of having SNAP benefits far outweighs any negative from fraud.
And it always will.
Always will. For example, there's a USDA study, and then there's state level studies about the economic impact of SNAP benefits. So for every dollar that we invest as a society into SNAP benefits, it generates a 1.8 times return in economic activity.
So it's 180%.
It's 180% return on an investment into SNAP. So it's not even when you are funding SNAP, you're not throwing money away.
Economy.
You are investing in a local economy to the tune of 80% return on investment.
Oh my god.
And so that is money that's going to, again, local grocery stores, allowing people to not have to worry about food, so they can then go to restaurants, go to do other shopping, holiday shopping.
You name it. Not prepared food.
Exactly.
You can use SNAP for.
Exactly. And so then that gives you spending in other areas to spend at local small businesses. And then so like when we don't have it, food pantries don't have enough volunteers, don't have enough funding, especially because of all the funding cuts that have happened over the last year. They're already strained.
Right.
Local grocers lose a month. So local grocers lose SnapLink sales, reduces neighborhood commerce, and then there's also faith and municipal-based assistance programs that face higher caseloads. Quality of service goes down. People fall through the cracks, and people end up not having food, and that's a huge problem. So in Michigan, 1.4 million people lost at that 1.8 times return rate. Michigan is losing $168 million every month of economic activity for when we don't have SNAP benefits.
Oh my gosh.
It's $21 million a week that we're losing
That's just Michigan.
That's just Michigan. And Michigan is up on the higher end in terms of percentage of population that is on SNAP benefits at 15%. I think New Mexico is number one. I looked that up too. And like 30% of people in New Mexico, 30% of every person in New Mexico is on SNAP benefits.
That is That's like, what was it?
1 in 3.
1 in 3.
1 in 3 people in New Mexico is on SNAP benefits. Yeah. So what can we do about all of this? Like
Nothing.
well, no. There's some things that we can do. We can't make the federal government fund SNAP benefits unless there's a violent uprising revolution, which, whatever. I'm not proposing that necessarily, but what can we do in our city to help this? CARES in Farmington Hills is our local food pantry, and we shout them out a lot because that's where our studio is located. They have in the past expanded their distribution hours to allow more people to utilize their services for when they can't get here during normal business hours. They are also seeking food, funds, and volunteers. And so if you are fortunate and have the time, CARES could use your help, number one. And if you don't have the time, they could use your funds.
They could definitely always use your funds.
And if you don't have funds and you got a loaded pantry of food that you're not necessarily going to use, which is definitely the case in my house, and it's not expired, and it's not, it could be beans, but bring your good shelf-stable food that isn't expired, and they could use that too. And beyond that, they also help with stuff like toilet paper and other important household goods. And so they did just need toilet paper. I know they got a couple donations. I don't know if they still need them, but there's always need. And if you are in the fortunate position to give, now is the time. It's never a bad time, but now's the time. And if you are finding yourself in a position that you've never been in and you don't know where to go and you don't know where to look, and you're hungry and you don't have access and you've lost a job or you've had your life turned upside down by something out of your control, or whatever situation you're finding yourself in and you need assistance, check out CARES. Contact the city. If you are a faith-based person, I guarantee you whatever faith-based organization that you connect with, they have resources to help you as well. This is I've never seen anything like this in my life. No one has. It's really
a long shutdown.
It's a long shutdown, and the impacts we're not going to understand for a long time, and we're living it. And so I feel motivated by the things that I'm seeing to say something and to do something. And I hope that if you're just learning all of this stuff, that you feel something as well, and that you feel the need, because that's what community is it's neighbors looking out for each other. And I think we haven't deviated too far from that, where we can still love and appreciate our neighbors and know that we need to look out for each other. So that's my rant for the end of this episode.
For sure. And the museums.
And the museums are closed. There's a lot of things that are, well, that's your personal anecdote too, right? You went to, you've been affected. You went down to, it was Dayton?
Dayton, yeah, the Air Force Museum.
Which is an awesome museum.
Which I did not go to.
It's such a bummer. It's cool. It was closed because federal shutdown.
I was on all these different news channels like a hawk, just like,
are they going to do anything?
Are they going to do anything? We're going to reopen this. We're going to pass some sort of spending bill. But that's obviously there's more important.
Of course, yeah. But no, you were personally affected in a little.
What a way to follow up what you just said.
No, we're all personally affected. We're all personally going to be affected by this. Like I said, even if you don't get benefits, like the economic impacts of something like this is insane. So do what you can.
Do what you can. Well, I think that puts us at time.
It does.
So thank you everyone for listening, and Dion and I both, hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thanks for staying in the loop.